competitiveness of our customers all over the world. Now let me make something clear. Cash and carry, Metro Cash and Carry is not a supermarket. We're a wholesale business-to-business operator. Now let me explain how that works. Cash and carry concept in simple form is the customers paying cash, they put together their own order, and they carry away their own goods. We've recently introduced another operational division to the business in that we've now also started working on customer delivery, specifically to the hotel and industrial sectors. A new venture, and again, Pakistan being one of the countries that we're operating this as a pilot scheme. So how does it work? We source through local producers and importers. 98% of our product range is sourced locally here in Pakistan. We put it through the cash and carry and then go through our core target groups, which is HoReCa, which is hotels, restaurants, catering associations, traders, institutions, and CBU, which we call complementary business units. So that could be a plumber, doctor, anyone that is a registered business. So building up a modern trade infrastructure, we work very much through the whole supply chain, from a farm-to-fork concept, starting with investments in the farms, working on effective logistics and cold chain management, through processing, quality assurance, into the cash and carry wholesale centre and onto our customer base. One thing that is little known about us as an operation is the other activities that we do when we enter into a country. We're often seen as the bad guy that's coming and killing off the local trade. As I said before, we're a B2B approach. We work very, very hard with independent traders, restaurants, even in training and development with them as well as our own personnel. But in addition, we also enter the market with a view to look at opportunities for export. And two projects that we touched on, which we started last year, is export of quinoa, currently going to 7 metro countries, China this year and Belgium this year for the first time. And as you can see there, Germany, Poland, Holland, Ukraine and Russia. Also with mangoes doing the same thing, we also started on controlled atmosphere packaging to send mangoes overseas by sea rather than by air. Traditional ripening was normally done with a calcium carbide approach, which is banned in Europe, and we have perfected an ethylene ripened approach which allows us to ship by sea, and up to now we've done Sindri, White Chauncer and Fajri varieties of mangoes. So 4 business model pillars that we operate on. Sourcing excellence, which I've just touched on in the previous slides, building up strategic partnerships with suppliers, end-to-end supply chain management, and making sure we have reliable and successful and therefore sustainable business partners. Operational excellence, looking at state-of-the-art stock management, a customer-focused approach, vigilant monitoring systems to ensure product availability and quality, and benchmarking on quality standards, not just in Pakistan, but across the globe. Looking at customer excellence on cost-efficient store operations, simple distribution networks, efficient distribution of products, and wherever we can, ensuring that we get the cheapest shelf price and promotion points that we can. And then customer excellence is a constant focus on customer needs. Target group management, and that I mean specifically we employ teams to concentrate on HoReCa, so we create HoReCa experts. Likewise, we do the same with the traders, etc. And those teams are dedicated. And then looking at what we can do in terms of value-added services through targeted promotions. So let's get on to what we're here to talk about today. Cultural values and principles is where we start. As a service provider, we see very much the customer first in whatever we do. Their need we simply see as our job. Smile and act, always raise the bar. Lead in our chosen target segments. Ownership, keeping it simple. Be the captain of your own ship. deliver on your promises, manage Metro money like your own, walk the talk. In engagement, share the ideas and borrow with pride. That's ensuring effective benchmarking when you've got practices across 34 countries. Why reinvent the wheel? You take it and you adapt it to the local environment. We believe anything can be achieved. We also believe in an industry that is fast-moving consumer goods related. You have to make it happen. Encourage people to innovate, and we believe critically teamwork is key to that success. Treat others with respect, have trust in the expertise and competence of others, and also help people to grow. So, implementing the values on a daily practice, we have a strategic approach, and it is, as I've explained previously, what the values are, understanding what the values are. How do you do it? We create heroes. We very much believe in creating specific champions within each cash and carry, within the head office, within each country, to champion a specific project, cause, etc., etc. We symbolize it all the time in terms of how we advertise in the business internally, staff canteens. Even as a board, we do what we call a town hall session, where the board goes to each store 3 times a year to sit down with the store employees on an open forum to engage them in their views. And then rituals is recognition in terms of how we do, what we do, awarding people at every level for the basic of achievement, etc. So the philosophy to strengthen organisational values, obviously building a strong talent pool for the trade sector in Pakistan, establishing a strong Metro culture based on the vision and the global values, top management leadership development in line with business goals, mid-tier development for strong people management skills, strengthening the business processes and the systems, enhancing inter-departmental cohesion. Again, we are a big believer and practicer of cross-functional team approach, which I'll come into a bit later on. Inculcating customer service orientation, advancing commercial communication capability, ensuring higher levels of employee engagement and availability of strong successors for all of the business critical positions. So high quality standards are key in terms of guiding principles, and as I've already explained in terms of trainers, when we take the expert approach, we will extensively train, for example, one store manager in a particular field that he can then apply the training on a train-the-trainer base throughout the organisation, which takes him out of his environment, again, encouraging the cross-functional approach within the structure of what we do. The line manager's role is vital for that training success. We look to standardise the curriculum and the implementation, which allows greater flexibility and speed in terms of where we introduce, but again, never losing sight of the need to adapt for local environment. We also see training as an investment, and as a head of a commercial division, I expect a return on any investment, and every organisation should. Learning and training is a real component of the daily job, and we genuinely believe in this in terms of our principles. So, how do we look at the training mix? We break it down into 3 segments: the business focus, concentrating on the sales force development, customer services, and the right business practices. Organisational development is looking at the company culture, country culture, Metro, creating the Metro ambassadors, as I've just explained, with the way we approach champions and cross-functionality, and looking at marketing, customer orientation, making sure people in the business are aware of the customer aspect at every level. And then looking at developing the managerial skills through development centres and complementary development programs where needed. So again, looking at our logistics in terms of engagement measures. This was touched on before, and I believe this is key. Understanding role clarity at the outset of any function is crucial. creation of a job description, which leads into correct recruitment practices, then looking at recognition and reward systems, having your people feel that you care for them and you're interested in their development is the real acid test of success. It's easy to make the statement, it's a very, very, you need a roadmap to make sure you achieve it. That will by an outcome of those activities is loyalty. You cannot fail to generate loyalty from your team if you engage them in that manner. And obviously, utilising then the learning and the growth. Now, we measure this internationally through, on an annual basis by Gallup. And that is a survey that is designed to look at engagement levels through every aspect of the business, from our store associate level up to board director. So talent management initiatives. We operate on what we call an MMP is one. This is not a self-appraisal or a performance appraisal. This is a potential appraisal. Now, just to give you a brief feel for that, the potential appraisal will look at an individual's potential, be it horizontal, so they could move in their current designated position to a similar role at the same position, the same grade. It could be that they are moving within the same position and grade to a wider operational role, a bigger country. It could be, for example, going from Pakistan to Russia. And it looks at that, it also looks at vertical potential. So it's again about identifying the personnel in the organisation that we have clear opportunities to grow. We will do that by identifying growth in 1 to 2 years, growth in 2 to 3 years, and growth in 3 to 5. And then we set out the programs accordingly. We do regional development centres where we will take the identified talent, we put them through a development centre, and we run those development centres in Asia 3 times a year, and we put through probably about 40 people per development centre per year. We also run international development centres which run twice a year, and the international development centres are really targeted at the guys that we see becoming a board director at some point in their career. And again, they are run in Europe. And we build into this also special learning initiatives to improve competency, leadership, etc. Now, we have to start this with understanding what the core competency requirements are for the business, and we have 7, which is analytical and strategic competence, leadership, social skills, intercultural competence, results orientation, market and customer orientation, and the ability to bring about change. In terms of special leadership, right now we've started a course through Harvard Business Publishing, and we currently have 45 participants from 5 metro countries in Asia. Again, looking at concentrating on core competence requirements, analytical and strategic competition, leadership, leading change, interpersonal communication and effectiveness, customer focus, understanding the service and the customer, and driving for results. So you can see what I presented in terms of a philosophy and how we approach things. This starts to bring the philosophy into a reality, and these courses are actually running as we speak. And we have, I think, 7, Adil? We've got 7 people on this currently from Pakistan. 8, I beg your pardon, 8. We also run what we call the Apollo program, and this is for very recently appointed board directors or people we've identified as board directors within the next 12 to 18 months. Quite an extensive program. It runs once a year and it runs for a year. And these guys have to undertake this course while they fulfill their role as well, so quite a challenge for them. And this concentrates more on group training, project work, then individual training, so if it's presentation skills or whatever that they need to do. And also we attach to this a very clear mentoring role in that they have a mentor to go